So, welcome to our webinar of PigVision Mobile SaaS. My name is Outi Suomilammi and I work in AgroVision. I'd like to promote you a bit of our webinars this spring. In April, we have 2 more webinars to come after this. We have, first one is on animal calculations in PigVision, and it is held in Finnish. And the other one is about PigVision Mobile, and it is in Swedish. I'm going to record this webinar, and you can see the YouTube link from our Facebook page, AgroVision Finn. So what is PigVision? We have 2 great apps. One is for sows and one is for finishers. With these apps and with PigVision, we collect data to our PigVision server. And with this data collection, we can produce reports and analytics for our clients, for you producers, and of course, our other agribusinesses that need our data. Well, what is then PigVision Mobile? Well, it is developed to reduce or totally take away handwriting on paper, on daily registrations, services, farrowings, and weanings, particularly. It works online and offline. So in action, you can go to your piggery with your cell phone, and while you work, and you can do the registrations there in the spot. And when you go back to the office and you have a good Wi-Fi connection, then you can send the data to our server. And the data will appear automatically without mistakes and without double work. It works with cell phones, tablets, Apple and Android devices. So, how do I get it? Well, first of all, you need to have PigVision and you need to have the program on our server. And after that, you need to contact us at AgroSoft support, AgroVision support, so we can link you to these apps. And you can download the app from App Store or Google Play Store with keyword PigVision. And here at the left side of the screen, I have these 2 icons. Well, I have a PigVision as a keyword, and then I can see that I can find 2 applications. PigVision Mobile is particularly for sows, and PigVision Mobile growers is the one that you might need. Well, if you are having a continuous farm, then you need, for example, registering the medications to your finishers. So please be sure that you download the correct app for yourself. And then in the right side of the screen, I have a picture of the settings of the mobile. And there you can see in the bottom. So if your cell phone, well, as a default, the program uses the same language that you have in your cell phone. So if I have English as a default language on my cell phone, it automatically uses the same language. But if I have another language or something else, I can choose the language from the bottom of the settings. There is select language. And now let's move on. I'll show you my login screen because first, when you're logging to the application, there is what you need to log in. You need a customer number and a password. And these are exactly the same ones that you have when you are using PigVision. So customer number is your user number in PigVision, and password is the same one that you use when you log into our server. So you do not need new credentials for this. You can use your own, what you already have, and with the same credentials, there can be multiple logins at the same time. So if one is already logged in, the other one doesn't have to log out, but they can be both logged in at the same time. So, and you do not need to log out from the program if you don't want to. So you do not need to log in multiple times. And now I would like to show you my cell phone. Let's put it, because of course, and now I need to, it'll take a while, so I'll share my screen one, I think. Yeah. Now you should be able to see my cell phone. So now when I go to my own mobile version, I can see already that I can see already my home screen. I do not need to go into a logging screen because I'm already logged in. At the top, I can see my farm name, Agrosoft Oy, and then there is this screen that you can get a camera out of if you want to search a sow with the, for example, from a printed sow cards barcode or QR code. And then I have, well, a check mark that tells me that, well, the data is correct. It has been synchronized to the program. So everything should be okay. And then when I go to settings tab icon, then I can see the same things that I already showed you in the PowerPoint, but there is this logout icon with red square and arrow, but I'm not going to tap it. And then I have this Wi-Fi sync only. If I do, well, right now I have an automatic synchronization going in the background once in an hour. But if I tap this, then it'll only sync when I have a good connection. And then there is this select language. When I tap that one, I can see the list of all the languages we have already translated in. But well, you can choose one from that list, or right now I'll continue with English because I'm happy with that. So that was quickly the settings. Then as in a search column, I can search with sound number, RFID, or tattoo number, or those. Or then I just press 3, 4, and then it searches all the sounds that have 3, 4 in their sow number. And now it tells me that this sow farrowed 18 days ago, and the location for this sow is Emagot VP. And then if I swipe from left to right, I can get this sow's face. And when I tap that, I can go to a sow card. First of all, there is some general information about the sow, but now I'm interested of the history. So I'll tap the litters from the bottom, and then I turn my cell phone a bit, and then I can see all the litters, all the history data for this sow. So there are all the litters, and then some key numbers for the sow also. Services, farrowing, and weaning for all the litters. Then I go backwards. I can, of course, also tap the row so I can go to see what I can enter for this sow. I can enter a service, and I can enter a weaning. Well, in this case, when it farrowed only 18 days ago, I'm not going to do any of those. But I can also register treatment, transfer, well, abortion if it would have had already farrowed. Then there is sow exit and sow condition, piglet death. And when I swipe, there is piglet transfer, number piglets, and well, pregnancy test if it wouldn't have farrowed already. And I can change order of these icons in the bottom. So when there is 2 dots in the bottom, I know that there are more than one page to see these actions. And for this sow, for example, I could go and save a treatment. So when I tap it, it asks me to select a treatment plan. And for this sow, well, it hasn't been eating that nicely, so I need to treat her a bit. It asks me the treatment date. Well, now it suggests me something, and I'll tap from the calendar. When I tap the calendar date, then I can see the calendar and I can choose from there. Or I can go from plus to minus and so move forward and backwards in dates. I can choose executor for this treatment. Well, that'll be me then. Now I just chose me away because I was already chosen. And then I can, well, go and change the treatment plan if I'm not correct about that. But then I'll do a dosage, and well, if it would have been, if the journal would have been the one for suckling piglets, then I could be doing piglet treatment. But because this journal was for only, this treatment was for sows, then I can't be doing this for the piglets. But if the recipe would be for the piglets, then I would be able to do a piglet treatment, and there would be withdrawal days. And yeah, well, in here it also has withdrawal days and repeat treatment days. And now, even still I'm on this treatment, I can still add another treatment, maybe for the piglets now. So for them, I'll choose, for example, joint infection. It should be for the piglets, if I remember correctly. Nope. Yes, it is. It is for the piglets because it is marked. And now I can choose that there were 2 piglets doing that. And then after all this, I can even enter sow transfer. Now the sow is going to be transferred from one place to another. Well, it isn't logical, but in this case, I just want to play with this and I can do it. So now I can save sow transfer. So all these 3 things at once. And now you can see from the top that the synchronization icon, it isn't anymore checkmarked, but because there are issues, and I can go and see what happened in here. What things I've saved. Now I can see that I've saved treatments 2 times, and then there is sow transfer. I can also see old things, old synced items from 7 days history. So I can see, I can go into these things and check what have I saved. Those that I have already synced to server, I can't change anymore. If I need to change these saved already synced items, then I need to go to server and save them from there. Correct them from there. But these that I haven't synced yet, I can go and check what did I do, what and change things if I need to change. Or I can throw them in the trash bin with this trash can icon when I swipe from that I get when I swipe from right to left. And well, let's leave it there. Let's go forward. In here, I can see my work lists under the search column, and in every place, service, farrowing, and weaning is with the same colors. Service is blue, farrowing is green, and weaning is yellow. And so even the color codes tell me what is going on. I also have retreatment list, all animals, and my work list. But let's start with service. In here, I have all the sows that should be in the service list. So, for example, the first sow 89 has aborted 5 days ago, so maybe something should be done for that. And then the other ones have weaned, well, a couple of days ago, some more than some others. And in here, I can, of course, go and tap a sow one by one. And, well, for example, this one, we can save a service. And, well, first of all, I'll choose a date because we are talking about this day. Okay. And now when I tap the camera from the top right, I can scan the semen bag, which in my case is a bit old one, but let's just for showing you how it goes. And well, now I got the semen batch number and bore to the service layout. And well, I can choose again executor while it wasn't me, it was the other one. And that is all I need for this. And of course, there is again things that I can save for this sow: transfer, treatment, and condition that is possible to save for this sow right now. I'll save the service for this sow. And now it tells me that I had a very, very old sow. Am I really going to save this thing? Yes, because I do want to show you something. So I'll do this now. And now it tells me that this 89 has served today. And because I can always make a reservice for that sow, then that's why it will be visible for my list. Now there is in the top right, there is this select, which I'm going to use. If I tap it, select, I get these dots, and if I want to fill them all by once, I'll tap the upper dot. But now I do not want them all to be serviced because there is different things to be done, but these 3 I want to serve at once. Of course, I would, if there would be more, I would do them once. And now in the bottom there is register 3 sows. I'll choose that one. And then it asks me, well, now I'm not going to use my camera anymore, but it'll ask me that, okay, 3 sows selected for today. And if I would have a up-to-date semen batch, of course, I would choose the camera. But now when I do not have one, I'll choose only the bore from the list. And now it is TD top, and the executor can be the same than it was in the last one. And again, I can register for these 3 sows. I can register multiple things: transfer, treatment, well, transfer and treatment if these all 3 had the same thing. And now I can save service for these 3. And now it'll tell me, the service list shows me that, well, that has happened. Okay, let's not do any more of that. But now this is the service. I think it is very, very handy for registering service, multiple sows at once. Then when we go to a farrowing list, well, there isn't that many sows right now in the list, but we can play with one. Well, first of all, of course, it has to be today. And well, now it tells me that this sow was served 114 days ago. So it is a bit early for it to farrow, but let's do it. So now it automatically suggests me 15 live-born piglets because it is calculated average. So that is what it suggests me. And with pluses and minuses, I can go backwards and forwards how I like. And of course, when I tap the number, I can choose that it was 13. And then stillborn piglets 2 and ready. And also I can register mummified if I want to. There was one of those two. And so now I have all the things I want to add for this farrowing. Of course, if I do want, I can add piglet transfer now for this sow. So I want to add 2 piglets for this one. And okay, and the date, of course, is it automatically suggests the last day these things had been registered. So then you need to be sure you are at the correct date. So I added 2 piglets for this 575 sow, and I can of course also register a piglet death or treatment for this sow's piglets or this sow. But now I'll be happy with the piglet transfer right now. And now I can see that that sow moved away from the farrowing list. And now we can go to weaning. And in weaning, well, I'll choose 593 for example. So 593. I'll choose that sow, and for this one, I'll register piglet death before farrowing, so I can for today, because today is the weaning day. So now it tells me that it should be 14 piglets. 14, there should be 14 suckling piglets, but when I'm in the pen, I'll calculate that nope, there isn't that many, so I'll take 2 away. So there is 12 left. And now I'll say I can also select a course for these. Well, there was faults in the piglets for a reason or another. And now I can again play with piglet transfer and treatment and register more deaths for another date, or I can go to weaning in this case, because of course I'm going to wean these sows. So now it tells me that this sow has been, well, as tomorrow, but yeah, today it has been lactating 27 days. It had 14 live born, and now it is still having 12 because I have registered 2 deaths in there. So it automatically tells me that, well, you should have 12 weaned piglets. And the average weight is 8 kilos. And well, if this sow would continue as a nursing sow, I could tap that. And then I can choose a piglet's location. In this case, well, it can't be that one because I won't choose that one, but I can choose from the list what I have. And then after saving this weaning, I can register also sow transfer, exit, treatment, condition, service. So there is many things. Well, particularly exit is one that I think we would like to see. So now this sow, it automatically saves the weaning, and now we put this sow to slaughter, and maybe for tomorrow it'll have its trip to slaughterhouse. And because it was too old for me. And now I can save the exit. Okay, and now I can go to weaning list and then wean these sows one by one if there isn't piglet deaths to register. For example, this one already have had piglet death register. But if I just want to, well, there isn't that many now to wean, but if I go to 556, well, yeah, well, it's still too young to be weaned, but yeah. So let's not wean anyone else right now, but this was for example. And then I have retreatment list. I have medicated couple of sows, well, one sow and a couple of its piglets. And now when I go to retreatment, I can see what else have I on my list, because it is basically a work list for me. What did I medicate yesterday? Okay, well, there is one sow to medicate today. So there is one medication from yesterday. If there would be multiple, I could choose select and then choose that one and register. It would only ask me who did it, and then it would save it. It won't even go to the treatment. But of course, if I would tap the medication like this, no, not like this. If I tap the medication like this, I can see what have I done and then save the treatment. But in this list, basically, there is what I need to know of the treatments. And then I have this all animals list, which is quite nice. When I go, when I can see that, well, now it is in numeric order, and I can swipe my sows or search anyone from the list. But if I want to filter it a bit, I'll tap the filter, and then I can choose by location, and then I'll, for example, filter only location VP, South VP, and then apply sort and filter. And now I have only South VP on the list, and it already tells me that 160 animals. If I take the sorting out, I mean filter out, it tells me that I have 238 animals. So there is, yeah. And now when I scroll enough, I can see that there are animals without location. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to select that. And then I have some sows with a different location. So yes, I can filter these animals or sort them with what I like. And then I have my own work list that I can play with. Now I can, when I go to my work list, I can again choose the camera from the top, and then, okay, it already found my sow, and then another one. So it can read the QR codes or the barcodes. So both are uh, suitable for that. So now, okay, I can of course put as many sows in this list as I like, but now I could register something for these two. I can already see that the service, and for these two I can register service, transfer, exit, treatment, pregnancy test. No, well, let's take pregnancy test for example. I can put it to today, okay, and pregnancy test, and save pregnancy test. Pregnant until proven otherwise. So now they have pluses in there behind the sows. Well, and now I'll take them out of my list. I do want to, well, now we can go to synchronization because we can see that there is an warning sign. Now it'll tell me that it has synchronized some things, and when it wasn't able to synchronize one item, and that's why it has stopped. So we can, well, this was the one service that I did that I had a too old semen for. So when I tap that, it'll already tell me that max age of semen is 6 days. Current age is 79 days for this semen that I used. So in this case, because I can't save this service because it is too old semen. So I'll put that to trash bin. And then, well, these items I could sync, but it'll take a while with the synchronization, so I won't do it. But it'll show me that, well, it has synchronized quite a few items after we last were here. So let's go back and let's go to the service list because it is interesting. Now the sow is already here, and when I tab it again, I can save the service with the correct bore. And now it is on the service list with correct items in it. And now I can do the synchronization. And it, of course, will take a while, but now it should go, the synchronization should go well. Of course, there can always be errors in it, but let's see how it goes. Synchronizing finished, so it should be all right. So now we can see that it all went well, and now everything is synced to the server, so we should be able to check these from mother program PigVision. Now I want to also show you a bit. I'm not going to go through everything from the Growers app, but I do want to show you something. So in here, okay. Now it'll see, it seems that it'll synchronize a bit this program also. So sorry, my bad that I didn't go check that it is already synced. But in here, I could, for example, enter treatments for my location. Well, first of all, I'd like to show you this. When I search with locations, I can go to my location card, and we can go and see what what has happened in this location. So it tells me that in location L there is 49 animals in here. It tells me the pig type, number. Well, if I would have entered a number of places, then it tells me the last stock take that I did, number of pigs at last stock take, how many pigs have I entered to this location since last stock, and how many has been removed and how many died. So I can get some information of this, and then I have this data in the bottom. So it tells me entries, how many entries, and how many animals when, and dead pigs, and well, if there would have been some removed. And then when I go to medications, medical information, it'll show me all the medications in this location. And then there is also feed. If I would have registered some feed, then I would see it in here. So I can see items from the location that has happened. And then sorry about my cell phone is being a bit cranky for me. And then I'll go to back, and I want to show you the treatment. And here I can choose the location that I want to enter a treatment. Well, let's choose the finishers, and then the date. It already suggests today, and then how many pigs did I medicate, their weight, and employee I can always change because now it wasn't me. And then the treatment plan for these animals, and let's check the tail biting and dosage for that. 5 and ready. And then I can save it. And then I can go to a retreatment list. Was there something already done? Well, it seems that someone hasn't been doing their job. There is 3 animals that I haven't registered saved the medications, so I can of course do it fastly like this. So now it's done, but now I have a clear list for tomorrow that this is the sow. No, not the sow. The animal that I need to. There is one animal that I need to medicate for tomorrow. So now I can, of course, go and see this list also. There is treatment registration, and I can sync that. But I'll put that synchronization in the background, and then I'll go back to my PowerPoint, and let's go to the bottom, because this is basically what I wanted to tell you about these. So please do contact us if you like to have more help than this by telephone or by mail. And thank you all for this webinar. It was very delightful. Please do ask if you have some questions. But now I'll enter the recording. So now we can start the discussion.